Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for January 11th, 2024. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we have two 7s looking into this box here, so that puts a 7 in one of these two cells. Anything else repeating? I don't see another repeat. Okay, I'm going to look for crossings. So for this, see the 1, nope, or the 3, nope. I do see these two 5s though, so let's place this 5 in this box. There's only one place for it, so it goes there. But I'm not seeing any crossings. All right. So let's look at the next. Actually, let me double check geometry too. Ones are very interesting. We have. I was going to say ones are almost as interesting in this row because this one's not here, and this one sees here, and this one sees here. And so there's only two places for one. But then I noticed that these ones just look up into the box and place it. So that's even better. And then that puts ones down here somewhere. Does that help? Yeah, so we get the 6 looking up here. That means there's a 6 in one of these 3. Now this does what's called pointing. Whenever you have corner marks in a box lining up like this, where they're all in the same column, then you can think about it this way. Well, first of all, the result is that there's no more 6s in the column. The 6 is up here, so these can't be 6. They're basically pointing down and saying, hey, no more 6s. And the reason for that is the column has only one 6 in it, and the box needs a 6. And so they sort of make a deal and say, okay, well, column 3 says I'm going to give my 6 to box 1 and no one else, so that box 1 gets a 6. So anyway, and yes, they do have that conversation every time. So anyway, that's pointing. So these can't be 6, and this 6 looks up, this 6 looks in. And so there's a 6 in one of these two. And the important thing to remember is basically this one cell here can't be 6, because this 6 was already eliminating from here. But it's not obvious until you see this stuff that this couldn't be 6. So that's a good deduction that might come in handy later. This 1 and this 1 look into this box, putting a 1 in one of these two. And that also points, along with this one, to put a 1 down here. And so what we're noting is that these aren't 1, which again is not obvious until you notice this thing, right? Until you notice the pointing. So let's see. Okay, this row I'm noticing, we have this 3 seeing here and this 3 seeing these 3. So for the row, 3 is only in one of these two. That's the it's similar, very, very similar to pointing. And some people consider it the same thing as pointing. But in classic Sudoku terminology, it's often called claiming. There's this kind of a generic term for pointing and claiming, encompasses both, called locked candidates, which is kind of a neat name because the 3 has been locked in row 4. It's been locked to these two cells in row 4. And by doing so, it has eliminated the 3s from the rest of the box. So instead of having the 6 in this box being limited, so the 6s are locked in box 1, which then eliminates from the column 3. These are 3s that are locked in row 4, which eliminates from the rest of the box. And so that's why they're sometimes considered different techniques, but the logic is extremely similar. So anyway, these can't be 3, and these can't be 3, and that can't be 3. So 3 in this row is over here now, or the box, whichever you prefer. Okay. There are two 5s looking into this box. That puts a 5 over here somewhere. I'm noticing this cell. Notice how it sees 184, and it also sees 563. That feels limited to me. It might just be 3 digits, but let's just double check. So 2, 7, and 9. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was just 6 digits seeing it. Okay, well, anything else we can do here? The 2. These 2s look in. Putting a 2 here. And you know the drill by now. Those 2s point into this box. So does this 2. So 2s are down here. Could have also seen that for the row. This 2 is not in these 3 or here. So for the row, the 2 is over here. So instead of seeing these pointing left, you could have seen these claiming here and causing the 2 to be over here. So they're all very similar strategies. And there's multiple ways to see the same piece of logic, which is something I like about Sudoku. All right. Anything else we can do up here before I move on? I don't think so. I'm pretty marked up considering the number of givens. All right, how about down here? I'm seeing these two 9s look in, so 9's down here. Looking for more repeats. I'm surprised there wouldn't be more. The 2s, yeah, there we go. These 2s look in. guess it's just up here somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to methodically 1, 6, 2, 9, 3. Okay, so the 3s look into this box. That puts a 3 here. That places this 3. So what happened here is this is why we're corner marking everywhere. It's not just for fun. We see that this 3 gets eliminated by having a 3 in the column somewhere else. And so when this 3 gets eliminated, what that is telling us, and this kind of can become automatic as you go, so it's very fast, unless you sit here and explain it like I do, which is that we had noted earlier that 3 was limited to these 2 cells in the box. That's what the corner mark means. And now one of them can't be a 3, so now there's only one place in the box for a 3, and we can place it. And so that can just become, like, that's why we mark it, because otherwise when I place the 3, I may not have immediately recognized that that created a hidden 3 in the box. I'd have to scan it again. But because we already scanned it and saw it was limited to 2 places, that saves us a huge amount of time and possibly headache when we wouldn't have noticed that necessarily. So 1, 5, 6 here. The 6 is up here. Oh, the 5 is actually placed. So this 5 looks down. It places the 5 here. Oh, sorry. I actually misscanned. We do not need a 5 in the box. Let's try that again. We need 1, 4, and 6. That sounds better. The only thing we can do here is eliminate the 6 here. Okay. Whoops. Saved by conflict checker. Let's see. All right, there's 2 3s here looking up, and this 3 looks in, so we can place this 3. That's been there the whole time. Just haven't scanned it. So is there anything I can do with this newly formed crossing? No, I cannot. This is 1, 6 have a crossing. Surprisingly, no. This 3, 9 maybe? So the 8, the 7, or the 6 could do it. We don't have those here, unfortunate. Is there anything looking into this box? No. All right, well, I think we need to look vertically now. Kind of started that already. There's no repeats here. We got the 6 marked. Okay, I think I kind of did that vertical already. Let's do this one. We do have 2 9s looking into this box. It puts a 9 in one of these 2. It means these are getting quite limited because they're not 1, 2, or 9, and there's only 6 digits left. So these are 3 at best. So let's take a look at that. They're not 1, 2. They're not 3. They could be 4. They're not 5, 6. They could be 7, 8, and they're not 9. So it is just the 3 that are left, unfortunately. Let's see. What else can we do here? Really want this 2, 9 to do something, but it doesn't. Okay, well, let's look vertically here, and then we will look for restricted cells. All right, we do have 2 7s. So 7s are over here. Oops, I hit page down instead, and that changed my mode. Wonderful. Reaching across keyboard without looking and missing the key. Let's see here. Yeah, 2, 3, 5 are already in this column and this box. So we're just missing the 2. Oh, 2s. Okay, so we're just missing the 2 out of those sets. It's up here. I briefly scanned to see if 2 was maybe interesting in this row, but it's not. Okay. I think at this point, we want to look for restricted cells. So the way that I look for restricted cells, at least the place I start, is I look for rows, columns, or boxes with 4 or fewer open cells in them. Like this one, which I already marked, had 3 left in it. So I just marked it up. When there's 4 left, I don't always completely mark it, but often there's going to be a cell or 2 that are quite interesting if there's only 4 cells left in the box. Or row or column, but I'm actually not seeing any. So this row has 4 left. Okay. So I guess I just didn't look there. Let's see. We need 2, sorry, not 5. We need 2, 6, 8, 9. So like this one sees the 8. So this is 2, 6, 9. This one sees the 9, so it's 2, 6, 8. There we go. This one sees the 8 and the 9 and the 2. So it can only be 6. And that's helpful here. That removed a corner mark, but we still have 2 left. So you gotta be careful if you do mark 3. Some people don't mark 3, they only mark 2 just to avoid that situation. But I like to mark 3 because it can be helpful because it becomes 2 and then it's useful. But you have to just watch out for that when you did not accidentally place when you shouldn't have. So 2, 8, 9 is left here. I'm just gonna mark that. So this 6, we just got it. So we want to follow up on what that does. Well, it really limited this column. which was down to 3 already. Now it's down to 2. So it's 1 and 4 remaining. It's not resolved, unfortunately. Okay, what else did this 6 do? It occupied a spot in the box. So what does the box need? It needs 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. Well, this 8, 9 looks in. And that's actually really important. Now that the 6 is here, this 8, 9 looking in is really good because it limits 8 and 9 to these 2 cells. Well, 8 and 9 need 2 cells in the box in order to go into the box. I'm stating obvious things, but it can help to think about things that way. Because if it sounds simple, then maybe you'll remember it, right? So 8 and 9 look into this box. It's not here, it's not here. There's only 2 places for 8, 9. So those 2 cells have to be 8, 9. If I try to put a 2 here, like this one wants to be a 2 or this one wants to be a 2, if I try to do that, where am I putting 8 and 9? I can put one of them here, but the other one goes nowhere, and we've broken the puzzle. So these cannot be 2, first of all, which places the 2 in the box here. And this one can only be 8, 9. And then now this one's down to 1, 4. And that makes a 1, 4 pair in the row, which is going to limit the rest of this row to 4 digits. So we need 3, 6, 7. I missed something. 3, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 6 or 7. So this is down to 3, 5. This is 3, 5, 6 because it can't be 7. And this is not 3 or 6. This is only 5, 7. This is not 3. I guess there's a 3 in the box. Oh, because of the 3 in the box, 3 is over here. We should mark that. But anyway, this is 5, 6, 7. Okay. Can we do anything with that new information we just found? We got this 2, which feels important. But at the same time, I don't see what to do with it. Oh, we have we have all the 2s in this column. Okay. Sorry, in this stack, I should say. Ooh, look what we got. A 1, 4 pair here. I just noticed that. I think I just penciled that, so I think that's fair. I had scanned left first. So this is the 6. We have a 1, 4 pair here now. And this 1, 4 pair means this can't be a 1. So we're down to 2 places for 1 in the box. And this is down to a triple, which should help a lot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accounted for. We need 7, 8, 9, which means these are also a triple. They are 1, 4, 6. And the 6 is only one place to go because the 6 looks in. And that eliminates this 6. We're going to scan this box, say, yep, there's only 1 6 left. That used up a 3. So we're noticing before we place the 6 that it had a 3 corner mark in it. Now we scan the 3 and go, yep, there's only 1 place for 3. We look up. We can do 2 things. We can place this 5 and we can also place this 3 and 6, right? Because the 3 was eliminated, so there's only 1 place for 3 in the box, which eliminates the 6, which gives us only 1 place for 6 in the box. That's not too hard to look ahead and just go, plonk, 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 and just place them. And we get the 7 and the 6 as well. So 2 and 9 here. What do we have going on here? We've got the 2, 4, 5, 8. I'm going to mark that. I'm seeing this 2, 5 look up. Unfortunately, that's the only thing, but it might be helpful. At this point, you kind of get a vibe for when the puzzle's almost done. And when the puzzle's almost done, I just kind of pencil things as I see them rather than being trying to be too strict about it. So there's 4 left in this row as well. It's 4, 7, 8, 9. It's all of them, but I guess I'll mark it anyway. Let's see. Maybe we should rescan some things. So we got this 5, 3, and 6. So these 2 3s look down. These 2 3s look in. Good. So that gives us the 3 and the 9. Gives us the 2 and the 9, the 8, the 9, and the 8. Gives us the 4. And now these ones that we marked are already useful. Well, at least restricted, not necessarily useful. The 4 is in one of these 2. Let's mark that. So, yeah, so this row needs a 4. These claim, because for the row, the 4 is limited. So these can't be 4 anymore, and these aren't 4. So the 4 goes over here, and we have this 4 as well. So 4 is in one of those 2. I'm sure there's much easier things to find at this point, but... Okay, this 5 looks in, this 5 looks down, so 5 is in one of these 2. Okay, this is another thing to scan for. Oh, first of all, I want to do this. This is a 1, 4. Sorry, we do get a 1, 4 pair here as well. That's a lot of 1, 4 pairs. That's fun. Those will resolve quick. Okay, so what was I saying? Right, these 4s claim here. So, wait, we already knew there were 4s here. Did I mark that? What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say this cell is interesting. Sorry, I backtracked a bit too much. This cell is interesting because we have a bunch of corner marks in this box. We have the 2, 4, and 5 corner marked, and they all avoid this cell. So we know this cell is not 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 5. So what can it be? It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is also from 7, 8, 9, but it also can't be 9. So that was a definitely worthwhile one to pencil. Okay, what have we gotten recently? That's always the good question to ask if you're not sure where to look next, because it's almost always true that you haven't fully followed up on some information. Like we just got these 2 6s. Well, I just got this 6 recently, I hope. But anyway, it does play 6 in this box. I got it at some point. Oh, this row is now down to 3 because we got this 3, 9. So we do need 1 and 4. What else do we need? We need a 9. No, can't be a 9. 5. 1, 4, 5. So 5's in one of these two. That's helpful. How about this row? It's down to 3. We need 4, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm seeing this 8 and this 8. That eliminates it from 2 cells. So the 8 goes here. That's now a 7, the one we found that I said would be useful, immediately useful. So what do we do with this 7? So that affected this column. We have 4 and 5 left in the column. I can just cheat by looking at those corner marks there. And these 2 are 4 and 7. Okay, this 4 looks down. So this is the 7, this is the 4. Gives us the 5 and the 1. This is now the 4 in the box. If you see, we have that one being red. We get the 2 and the 5. Now this is the only place for 2 in the box. This is the only place for 9. This is the only place for 1. So that's where the corner marks really help you out, especially late in the solve, where you can just completely demolish the puzzle because of how much information you have. There we go. So the rest is just... Okay, these 1-4 pairs finally resolve. So we get the 4 and the 1, and the 4 and the 1, and the 4 and the 1. Very nice. Over here, these will be singles because the columns are done. But the box needs a 7 and an 8. So they go in this order. This is done for the row. We need an 8. Here, the box needs 4, 5, and... What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, and 9. There we go. So the 9 can only go there. This is the only place for 5. I mean, that corner mark was done a while ago. That's 5 and 4. That's a 5 and a 4, and we're done. All right, well, yeah, I mean, just a methodical approach gets the puzzle done. My standard approach seemed to have worked pretty well on this one. Some good hidden singles in this one, some good hidden pairs, a lot of pointing and claiming. I don't think I saw any crossings, which surprises me because usually there's crossings when you have stuff like this going on. But yeah, pretty neat puzzle. I think a nice practice for the basics and the methods. So let me know how you did on this one, and of course, if you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.